Welcome, everyone, to this edition of Talented Universe on this crazy day of the 31st of August, 2025, a big day in vertical drama world with the first Vert Fest, their second day. And we are so happy to have our special guest today after Vert Fest. But first, I'd like to introduce my co-host, Marcia. How are you doing this fine, beautiful day?
Yes, it is. It's the sort of the end of the day here, but I am so excited to be here for this great live chat.
And Liz.
I'm doing wonderful after like my third cup of coffee, and hopefully the temperature will go down a bit. We're over 100 at the moment.
Are you
So,
really? Oh, that is just
yes, I
not.
was hoping it wouldn't get that high, but I looked at the weather report for the next 10 days. We're going to be over 100 every day.
Oh, well, I guess you got
Mhm.
something to look forward to. Huh?
Yeah, I'm moving to you.
I'm not telling you what mine was today. So
Okay.
we didn't even break 80.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was nice. But anyway, we'd like to welcome back Lawson
Yes.
Greyson for her
Happy
second
to.
appearance on it. And she was here for when we did the Campus Rivals get together, which was so much fun.
So
And we
much
got
fun.
to meet you then. So we are so happy you came back to deal with more torture from us. So
Oh, always. I'm ready for it.
now, first, I just want to say there's several people that are just giving you love in the chat room. I'm going to post them. People, please. We're already getting some people in the chat room, and please focus your comments in the chat room to questions to Lawson, so I don't go crazy and pull out the rest of my hair that I have. Not much left, but it's really difficult because we have almost 6 streams going out, and all comments are coming in from all the streams, so you do not see all the comments that are there. So you might think, oh, she's not getting any questions, but she is. So please try to keep them down to just what we could do. So here we go.
Woo!
The first little comments, we have one from Tasia saying, I'm here for my girl.
I love Tasia.
And Wanda says, if it will come up on the screen, I love Lawson's work.
Oh.
And Carla Samiento says, I'm here and ready to ask questions.
I'm ready to answer.
And then Tasia says, okay. And this is one of the things I'm saying. She want to know what your favorite, what their favorite of yours is. And I'm assuming that. And then Carla says, Vert Fest, woohoo. So there we go. But Lawson, I'm going to ask the question that I forgot to ask one of our guests this last week.
Okay.
That we've asked everybody, and I want to get it over with first so I don't forget, because I'm afraid we're going to get a little crazy in a little while. When you started Verticals and you were telling people what you were doing and they gave you the funny look, how did you explain to them what you were doing?
Oh, that is a really good question. I would tell them it's like a feature. So like think of like a full-length film broken up into minute sections, like minute and a half sections. But you get to watch them vertically on your phone. So that's usually how I would describe it. And then I get a lot more questions and I'd be like, well, they're usually between like 60 to 120 minutes, but then you break them down and they're like soap operas, but on your phone. And that's pretty much what I've stuck with.
Okay, and we've got a question from Carla. What was a character that you played that made you do a bunch of prep work before filming?
I think I have two, but two for different reasons. One character I had, it was actually my first vertical ever. It was originally called Prince Reagan, but I think it was switched to something alpha on Dreamy Short. And it was really stunt intensive. So we actually had a full stunt day for that one, which is pretty rare in the verticals. Usually you kind of figure it all out while you're on set. So I think that one was pretty physically demanding, more than I was used to, and took a bunch of prep in that way. I think emotional prep wise, it's probably a tie. I would have to probably go with Hot Love Above the Clouds. It was on Dramalet. or Stardust TV, and it was funny because I play two characters in that one. I actually play the younger version of me, or not. Like basically the story is the guy has a girlfriend, she dies, then I look so much like her that, and then I find that out. But in the moment, I'm like, oh, you only love me because I remind you of Alice. So I played Alice and Orly. Funny thing. So I did all the prep work, obviously, for Orly. It was a super emotionally tense script. There was a lot of crying and a lot of craziness that was going on. And then obviously building up all that emotional feelings of what it would feel like to only feel like you were loved because you looked like someone else. But the actress they hired to play Alice came in on the first day, shot all her scenes. And I guess essentially the app was like, hey, she doesn't look enough like Lawson. So I got the call sheet for the last day, and all of a sudden I was playing Alice, and no one told me.
No one told you.
No one told me. I just saw it on the call sheet. Luckily, I was still on set when we got the call sheet for the next day. So I went up to our producers and director, and I was like, "Hi, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We like got caught up in everything. We didn't tell you. You need to now play this whole other person." So I think
So they
it was
reshot her stuff?
all of her stuff with me instead.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
on top of already really, really tight days and very long days. Yeah, so it was one of those things where it was like emotional prep before, but then also in the middle of it, I literally had to like go home and create a whole new person in the matter of like less than 12, really less than like a couple hours because I still had to sleep. And luckily
It's
it was
not
awesome.
important.
Yeah, sleeping's good.
Little things. Yeah.
Just the little things as life of an actor. But luckily our hair and makeup team was really awesome and like kind of helped me change things about myself that made my character feel different enough to where they could be different people. So like we changed my hair a little bit. But yeah, that was really crazy. And that was probably the most emotional prep I had to do before a shoot and during.
Wow.
I can't even imagine. I've got two more questions, but I'm gonna hold off on those and let Liz go for it right now. So
Okay, I'm actually going to throw you back all the way to the beginning.
Mm.
At what age did you figure out that this is what you wanted to do? Acting is what you wanted to do.
I was homeschooled, which I was so lucky to be able to do throughout my whole life. I went to fourth grade at a charter school, but other than that, I did all my schooling from home or online. So I think I was super. I loved performing. I was very extroverted for being a homeschool kid. I would talk to anyone, which was great. And I think I wanted to be so many different things. I like it went from doctor to it was like a new thing every week. And I think finally when I did sports really heavily. I was a gymnast and a dancer. So I was always performing in some capacity. And then when I was 17, I started having some health problems with the level of dance I was doing. And my body just was kind of saying, like, no more. You've been
Yeah.
doing like really hard athletics for more than half your life. And I just think my whole system was just done. So I stopped, but then all of a sudden I had kind of like a quarter or like a eighth life crisis where I was like, I have all this time and I have no idea what to do with it. Because I went from being like dancing 40 hours a week and doing school to then
Well, you're on the
graduating.
competitive level at that point,
Yeah,
weren't you?
yeah. So I
Yeah.
was a competitive gymnast, and then I went into competitive dance right after,
Wow.
because like I said, I didn't know what to do having free time, and so it was kind of this weird section in life where I all of a sudden was graduated high school, and I finished. I wasn't dancing anymore, so I had so much time, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do for college yet, and everything else. So I was like, I had a friend who was doing it, was an actress, and it was something I was always kind of so sorry, my dog was always something kind of in the back of my mind. But I grew up in a smaller town. There wasn't really opportunity. I tried theater once. I did not like it. But she was doing it, and I was like, wow, that looks like everything I've ever wanted. Because I can be everything. It wasn't
Yeah.
like I had to just do one thing. And I did a short film. I like started getting into acting classes, and I immediately got into short film. And I was like, this is what I have to do with the rest of my life. And so at 18, I moved out to LA and started pursuing it full time.
Awesome. And since you were already in LA, when did you come to hear about the whole vertical acting world? Because I know that kind of popped up, at least here, in the United States and other places about 2023, whereas
Right.
China had already had it a little bit before then.
Yeah.
When did you hear about it?
I didn't hear about it until I booked one. So I took
Oh,
about I know, about a 2-year hiatus from acting. I went to like Texas. I did some martial art things. Just I was trying to figure out if it was what I wanted to do still. I think as a lot of people kind of do in their early 20s, where I was like, oh, I've been pursuing this so hard for so many years and it just wasn't happening. Like I really wanted it to. And so I was like, well, I'll try something else, see where I land. And I did. And then I was really fortunate that my current manager, Shruti Sadana, who's phenomenal, I have the best acting manager in the world. She found me through Actors Access, and she ended up watching one of the movies I did a few years back and loved me. And so she's like, "Hey, I want to sign you." We had a meeting.
oh,
It like flowed amazing. She was the sweetest thing. But I was still in Texas, and I was like, "Hey, well," and she was like, "We'll just see what happens. Like, we'll submit you to some stuff, and then go from there. And if you book something, we can like plan it from what we'll do thereon." And so I think I was with her not even a month, and I booked my first vertical, and it was my first project with her. Actually, it was my second. I booked a little law drama, the court drama thing that I did, flew out, did that. Then I literally think I got home, and it was like almost immediately after that. She was like, "Hey, you booked." At the time, they weren't even calling them verticals yet; they were called
really?
mobisodes, like mobile
Okay.
episodes. At
Mm.
least not like on like the industry side of things.
Oh,
Like
okay.
probably, I think they were starting to be called verticals from like the fan base. So I was kind of like, I have no idea what this is. I had heard of them briefly, but not to the level of what they were at. Like when I started hearing about them, they were considered kind of like really poorly made, not good quality. And this one just seemed like so good. So I was kind of surprised. So I got on set, or we had that's the one we had the rehearsals for stunts. And then I was like, oh wow, this is really legit. And then I got really lucky that after that first one, I booked my third, fourth, and fifth within a month.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
How
so I
many?
kind of
Yeah, how many have you done now then since you booked all those so
some of them
fast?
haven't come out. Total I've done 28. I'm on
Oh,
my 28th
wow.
right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Um, there's a couple questions, and I know I'm saving one half of this for Marcia because I know
Mhm.
she desperately wants to ask you this. But I'm just going to ask one thing regarding one of the verticals that have come out,
Mhm.
finding Master Right.
Yeah,
How
so
how was that as far as filming with all of that intimacy and other things on stage? Were you comfortable with it? Did the intimacy coordinators work with you?
yeah, so that one fun fact, that was my second vertical ever.
Really?
And yeah, and they had some issues with production, some like things they had to reshoot and things. Luckily we were really our intimacy coordinator I've worked with a lot, Jen, is fabulous, and she was so wonderful. And our director, I remember he called me and he's like, "Hey, like it's not what it seems like it's gonna be. We have almost a fully female crew," which was really cool. Like the writers were female, the
Hmm.
client representatives were female. So he was very much like, "We're gonna do this in a really tasteful way. We just want to make sure everyone's really comfortable." So I have to say, like it was handled with the utmost grace, and all the guys on there were fabulous. So
Okay. And
yeah.
because I did say that the other half of it I was going to give to Marcia. Marcia, I'll give it to you at this point.
Yeah, you're leading me right into it. Thank you
Yes,
for.
I
But of course, we loved, and I loved Campus Rivals, which kind of broke the mold too, and as
Hmm.
far as a lot of things and cameos and things like that. My newest favorite, though, is the CEO's Mermaid Bride because I love mermaids. And I even do a little mermaid associated with Major League Baseball. I'm a baseball fan, so I have a baseball mermaid that I do. but
Amazing.
but uh, that sort of pushes the envelope toward new things
Yeah.
in verticals. So tell me about that role and that whole actually the whole scene, the whole movie. Hmm.
Yeah, that one was just a blast. I had met Kira before, but that was our first time actually working together. And she's just like the sweetest little puppy dog you've ever met. She's so energetic and just an absolute doll. So when I signed on and I found out it was her, I was just super excited, and I was just already so excited about the cast with Casey and everything. But we like, it was one of those ones that I read before I met with anyone, before I even signed on. And I was like, how are we doing this in a vertical? Because you're shooting so fast, and usually the special effects are a little wonky, but they did such a good job, and we had so much fun. The only thing I will say is Kira had those super long extensions, and anytime she'd get them wet, untangling them took so long. So, funny thing, half of that film, I'm not even acting with her. They literally would put like a tennis ball up because she spent so much time in hair and makeup, just like getting the extensions figured out and the tail and the crazy makeup that she had. So that one was really interesting. I remember walking in and I was like, and our director was amazing. He was really efficient, because honestly I don't think we would have gotten through it if like we were acting together the whole time, just with the logistics of her whole wardrobe. But he was like, you're gonna look at here for her, this is Casey, then you're gonna switch down, then they're gonna sit, and then this is gonna turn into your eye line. And I was like, okay, got it. And then our like director saying all the lines, and I was like, ah. But it overall was just so fun, and I think the whole cast on that one was just so in it, because we are playing make believe, but I think sometimes when you're in these worlds that are so beyond what we experience on the every day, it can feel a little hokey. But everyone was so playing into like this was the world, and so it was just so fun. I will say, when Kira had that orb, the orb, which was so fun to mess with. I had way too much fun with that orb. We were like playing with it, but it's quite large. In the original script, she was supposed to swallow it. It was supposed to be like, instead of it just like going into her chest, she was supposed to swallow it. And I remember them bringing it out to her, and we're like, here's your orb. And she goes, I can't swallow this.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think you can either, because I'm supposed to overtake it. So I don't. So it was overall really fun, and I'm really hoping that they start doing more of these like elaborate fantasy verticals.
So what was the orb? Because it looked different in different scenes. So what was it marble, or was it, what was it?
It was like glass. It was like a giant glass marble. And depending on how they lit it, it kind of changed color a little bit. So it's always the same one. It's just that based on lighting and effects, it kind of changed its color, which was really cool.
And you had some nice wardrobe changes.
Yeah. I loved my wardrobe. I loved that that red dress I wore at the end. I've actually worn that in a couple verticals now, because I bought it off our costume designer. I was like, can I have it? Because it fit me so well. So I think it was that one that I bought. It might have been the one before, but nevertheless, that was my favorite dress. I loved that dress.
And I remember when we were talking about Campus Rivals, I think I brought up the possibility of having a way that people could actually purchase some of the wardrobe and some of the items, because I mean, who wouldn't want to look like that?
Yeah.
So true. We need to. Well, the red dress I can tell you is from Zara, but the other ones, if you guys like wardrobe, just wait till the one I'm doing currently comes out. It's an Eris one. I can't say too much, but I have the most gorgeous maroon sparkly ball gown.
Oh.
So I've felt like a princess all week, and a tiara, so I can't wait for that one to come out.
Oh, okay. Well, Michael, I'm going to serve it back to you.
Okay, yeah, let me go with these two comments that I had. Let me get back to where I need to go. And we, of course, got more. Gail says, good evening, all. Do you prefer to play a villain or heroine roles?
I think it switches. It's honestly like what I haven't done the most recently. So I went through a little villain streak, because I was just getting some super fun, interesting villain characters that I didn't want to miss the opportunity to play. And then right now I'm kind of in a lead streak, so I'm really enjoying playing the lead again. I said this recently, but I missed having a level of empathy in characters, because when you're playing the villain, you have to just create so much backstory and so much pain of why someone could treat other people this way. So it's almost like you switch their empathy off a little bit. So it's been nice, like actually being able to like watch scenes and fully take in the emotionality of it, rather than just being like, like bitch face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Wanda Brewer asks, what's your favorite character you have played so far?
That is actually fun. I have two answers. So in a vertical, my favorite character, it switches. I think right now it was probably Grace in Love Ages Like Fine Wine on Real Short. She was just so sweet and had such an earnest heart. And I think that one was also really funny. They let us like play into the comedy of that one a little bit. And I really enjoyed that. And then for non-vertical right now, I have a film coming out. It was originally called The Hermit. It is now called Herman, and it hopefully should be like coming out real soon. But my character's name was Alice, and I think she'll always have like a very special place in my heart.
Nice.
Let's see. And let's see. This one, let's go with this one. This will be the last one, then I'll go back to Liz. Lawson, what's your favorite scene from the CEO's Mermaid Bride? Since Marsha didn't ask you.
Yes. My favorite scene from that one, it was probably the, as terrible as it was, the one outside where Kira is on like the diving board. Actually, I don't even know if you can tell it's a diving board. Basically, I push her down and I write on her with lipstick. Kira and I just were having like a lot of fun with that one on the day. It was also hot and we were kind of just a little delirious. And then the fact I had to write on her with lipstick was like crazy. And I remember one time I did it and she goes, "You have really nice handwriting." I was like, "Thank you. I'm trying really hard. It's not easy to write on someone with lipstick."
There you go. Liz.
You had briefly mentioned that you do have a project coming out. You said it's called Herman, but I know you have other projects coming out. One I'm hoping will be out by the time Halloween rolls around because it's a bit of a horror. Can you tell us a little bit more about this project?
I can't say too much, but other than I really hope everyone goes and sees it. It is the 8th installment of the VHS film series, not like VHS tapes. I had someone confuse that the other day. They were like a tape, and I was like, no. It's like the actual name of the series. It's VHS Halloween. I'm incredibly excited for it to come out, and there's actually another vertical face in there who's in my segment. Which I'm very excited about. It's already part of the casting's already released, so I think I can say it because his name's literally everywhere. But Riley Nottingham.
Oh, Riley.
Riley, yes, Riley's in it with me, and that project was just amazing. I mean, I think what I can say about it is almost all the effects were practical, which was crazy to feel like you were literally living in the actual world. So it was just so fun, and it comes out October 3rd on Shudder. And it's getting really good reviews already by critics. So I have a pretty good feeling about it, and I'm really excited.
Oh, I definitely know that I am too. And as I think just about everybody across this platform knows, my daughter is a huge horror fan. And trust me, she will be sitting in line with a little note and paper critiquing it.
Oh, I want to see her notes.
Well, she's 20, and I keep trying to tell her, at least throw up your stuff in the chat room or something.
Yeah, no kidding. People love to read those kinds of things.
Oh, yeah. And you did a show on Lifetime that was, at the time, considered one of the best movies on Lifetime of the summer for that particular year.
Yeah.
And it was written, I think, by a friend of yours at one time.
So Richard became my friend, which is crazy. I didn't know him. I have met him in person once, but Rich Pierce, he's amazing. He wrote it, and then it's funny, he's also written films with Autumn Noel has also starred in one of his movies, and so has Noah Fernley. So it's kind of this weird full circle moment where we've all kind of worked with him. But now, yeah, he's become a really good friend of mine, and he's so talented. And that was like my first leading role in a feature film. And it just was so amazing and genuinely had just one of the best times. And it was so rewarding that it was so well received by fans.
Because this was on Lifetime, which is basically I wouldn't say it's a vertical, more of a horizontal.
Vertical adjacent.
Yeah, but I was gonna say definitely horizontal for sure because one,
Yeah.
it's on Lifetime. But
Yes.
between the two, what is the big difference that you notice besides, of course, having to go through so much material in such a short amount of time with the
Mm.
verticals? What do you think is the big difference between shooting something for like the theater or television
Mhm.
versus a vertical?
I think something that I kind of had to learn was your movement changes a lot when you're in a vertical frame. Because when you're in this horizontal frame, like you have so much room for movement and like moving, even when you're in like a close up, like we are kind of right now
Yeah,
frame, like I can still move a lot. I can't even move this much in a vertical when it's like a wider shot because you're just so boxed in. So I think it taught me a lot of lessons on like acting more through micro movements in your face and your expressions rather than through your body. And then also like you have to hit your mark. So like as actors, you have like little marks on the floor when you're blocking a scene. Because if you're like a little bit this way or a little bit this way, you're either out of your light, you're blocking someone else's shot, you're blocking your own shot, you're halfway in the frame. So I've gotten really good at like figuring out tricks to always hit that spot, like counting my steps or like finding things I'm like around or like watching the actor's face, and if you like kind of go in front of them or not, you can see if you're blocking their light. Because in verticals we're just moving in such tight frames, especially when they have like your shoulder in the frame.
yeah,
One little hip movement this way and you're blocking their frame. So I think that's probably the biggest thing, because I remember I did like 10 verticals in a row and then I went on to a feature, and I was talking with the director and he's like, okay, so you'll say your line, then you're gonna walk over here. And I was like, okay, do you want me to like say my line, walk, then like say my line once I hit my mark? And he just looks at me and he goes, you can walk and talk. And I was like, oh, you're right.
Wow.
that's I
Yeah.
I
forgot that.
forgot I can walk and say my line. Because in verticals, like if you're walking in, you have to stop and then say your line, or else they're gonna miss half of it.
Yeah, okay. Marcia, I'm gonna send
Yeah.
it to you unless Michael, do you want it back for
No,
that
I'm
room?
go ahead. Go to Marcia. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. All right.
Watching you just now, I was kind of entranced by. Do you need some more rings?
Oh, I know. I am a ring fanatic. This isn't even all of them because I'm staying at a friend's house. I'm house sitting at the moment. I'm dog sitting. And so I normally have like one here, and then I have one more on this stack. So
So what do you have? Are they
they're
birthstones?
yeah, so they're all different. This one is amethyst. Is most of them are given to me by my mother, but this one's a best friend ring I have with my best friend back home. This one's an amethyst my mom got me. This is aquamarine that my mom got me. This is actually my baby ring that I
Oh,
had when I was like really little, and so I still wear that one.
dear.
This one is was a gift by my boyfriend's mother. It's his birthstone and then ours together, which is really sweet on the side.
Oh.
And then here I have my grandmother's wedding ring, and then the one on top of it is from my other grandmother's wedding ring. We broke it down a little bit and made two rings. And then this is tanzanite, which is my twin brother's favorite gemstone. So that one's for him. And then this is an aura ring, so it like tracks my sleep and stuff. But that's the craziness of my hands. No, it's funny, like 'cause when people grab my hands, we used to have this acting exercise where you had to like feel people and guess who they were in the room with your eyes closed because you were trying to like sense energies and stuff. And my teacher, we did it once and everyone kept grabbing my hands and they're like, oh, it's Lawson. And so my teacher was like, you need to take off your rings.
Make it a little harder for people.
Yeah, make it a little bit harder because I'm known for my crazy hands with all the
Well,
rings.
that's lovely.
Thank
And I,
you.
I I noticed you were born in Flagstaff, Arizona,
Yeah.
which a lot of people don't know about. My younger sister and I made a trip. I'm currently living in Florida. So
Okay.
we drove from Florida. We were driving to California for her new job. So we drove all the way across country and we made some stops, and Flagstaff was one of the places that we stopped.
Yeah.
And it was the time of year when the wildflowers are out.
Oh,
And
summer.
oh,
Oh,
is that like your favorite time of year in the that area?
yeah. No, it really is. Like spring almost into summer because it is quite cold there. People don't realize it snows in Arizona.
Yes.
Is like the most beautiful time, and the wind has died down. That's the one hard part, is it gets quite windy there. But I actually recently had the luxury of going back and staying with my nephews and my brother and my sister-in-law and my mom for like a week, and I haven't been there for that long. Gosh, probably in almost 10 years. And so it was so nice to just like chill and be in nature, and the hikes are amazing there. So no, it's truly a magical place, and I think I took it for granted when I was younger.
Hmm. And I was originally born and raised in New York City, so it was quite a
That's
change
very
to
different. Very, very
to.
different.
But I didn't almost we almost moved to Flagstaff because of that trip. We stayed a couple of days there. We were doing a leisurely drive across the country because the people are so friendly and the
Mhm.
air at that time of year was so crisp and
So crisp.
clean.
Yeah.
And it was such a beautiful place, and I'm glad that we made the trip. My sister has passed on, so that's something that
Aw.
lives in my heart. So Flagstaff, thank you for thank you for bringing
Yeah.
that
Well, if you
memory
ever
back
go
to
back,
me.
let me know. I'll give you some recommendations.
Thank you. And so living in doing all these verticals, and they're so fast paced, and
Mhm.
how you have we have the IMDb where we can look and see how we can keep track of what you're doing. How do you keep track?
That's a great question. I the names are the hardest part for me, honestly, just because they're sometimes a lot of the times they get changed from when we film. And then also they just sometimes they're so long. Like I did one called Knocked Up by My Ex-Fiance's Billionaire Uncle. And like it's a mouthful. But I think keeping track of the ones I've done isn't quite as hard as I think sometimes, just when like you're in the middle of filming and then you're getting like all these emails and other things. Like that's when I get a little like I don't know what's what. Like there's so many times I get callbacks for things and I'm like I have no idea what that is. I don't remember doing that one. So I have to like go through all my auditions and like find out what I was wearing, because usually you kind of want to wear the same thing to the callback. But there's been so many times where like, or I've been on set and someone from the set will come on and be like, "Oh, I saw your tape for this," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Did you or they'll be like, "Did you audition for this?" And I'm like,
Maybe.
"Just give me 5 minutes and I'll let you know." I have to like go through my digital. I would be a mess without my like files of digital like keeping track of things, if you will, my lists.
Hmm. Now, do you get a physical script, uh, or with pages that you can turn and highlight and all that, or are they all computer?
It's all virtual still. So, yeah, almost everything is just like emailed to you. I love paper, so I was a big advocate on printing things. But unfortunately, it just started getting so expensive because I was going through so much paper. Because I probably, on average, do like almost 16 to 20 pages of auditioning a day.
Wow.
So
That's a lot.
that's a lot of paper. So I finally broke down and I got an iPad, but like I got actually it's right here, but it has like a cool cover on it that makes it feel like you're writing on paper. So that helps. Um, but yeah, but like I still do all my like crazy notes and things on there. So you can like it still feels like paper somewhat, and I'm not wasting so many trees.
Mhm. And my last little question for this segment is, how do you ground yourself? You're moving so fast, and you from time to time, how do you calm down and go, okay, Lawson?
Hmm. I wish I was better at this. I am very A-type, highly neurotic. I'm very like organized, but I definitely have a hard time like unwinding. I think I'm lucky to have really amazing people in my life, with my mom and my boyfriend being two of them. So like I minimum call my mom 10 times a day. Like it's my call logs to her are insane. Like people don't believe me, and then like I pull it up and I like scroll and they're like, "Oh my God." So my mom's a huge reason that I think I'm able to like just cope with a lot of what's going on set, because it's funny because it's not like it's a really hard job. I'm not doing anything like crazy. I'm not saving the world. I'm not, but there's just a level of like constant chaos that I think you have to get used to. And I don't know if I've figured out how to yet.
Mhm.
Other than maybe taking like a couple days off, because usually in between projects I do like other things on the side. So those days are usually like doing laundry, doing my other work, like trying to get like other content creation videos in. So I think I'm really good at going until my body's literally like no, and then I'll sleep for usually 24 hours and then I'm good.
So you're working at it.
Yeah, so I'm not great at it. My boyfriend makes me, which has been great. He's also, we joke, my coffee moderator, because especially when you're going those long hours, and
Yeah.
it's worse when you're doing like overnight shoots and your sleep's all
Mm.
crazy. But I will go through 8 cups of coffee a day. And
Wow.
so now if I go past 2, we jokingly, like, I have to ask him. I'll be like, hey, can I have a third? I only got 3 hours of sleep, or else I will go crazy, which I'm really grateful that he has self-appointed himself as that, because
As
I
your
think it's
coffee
really helpful.
moderator.
It's my coffee moderator.
Thank you, Michael. Michael.
Well, I will go back. I was going to do some other questions first, but since you were just talking about this, I'm going to throw this up from Wanda. Lawson, what's your favorite Starbucks drink?
Okay, I'm very simple and I'm very picky on coffee. I'm that annoying human. I it's kind of embarrassing, so I'll be like, this isn't very good. I either do, if I just am doing it for like pure caffeine, I love an Americano because but like not too much water. I usually tell them 4 room, but I don't put anything in it because I like it strong. Or if I like want a little bit of a treat, this is usually like my half day kind of a thing. I will get a cappuccino. I love, or a flat white, but there's not as many people in LA that can do a good flat white. So if I'm on the East Coast, it's always a flat white.
It does make a difference, doesn't it?
East
It
Coast
makes
wins again.
no, it makes the biggest difference. My boyfriend works half the year on the East Coast. He works in Pittsburgh, but then we go to New York a lot while we're there. And every time I'm like, this is what coffee is.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. Now you're in
All
trouble for
right.
Marsha's next round.
It's the water too. It's the water. It's the East Coast water.
It's all of it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I'm a bit of a snob now because of it too. It's only made it worse.
Okay, and Wanda would like to know, what was your favorite scene that you did for Campus Rivals that you recall?
Oh, I think it would be a tie. I loved doing my scene with Vanessa when we were in her bedroom and we were having
Oh
that
yeah.
really sweet,
Uh-huh.
yeah, like friend powwow moment. That was actually my audition scene to get the project that Adam and Eric were so gracious to really like and I guess see me as the character for. That was really sweet. We had a lot of fun in that one, especially because on the other half of that scene I was like sleeping in the bed. So I was literally just like knocked out for like a good hour. I don't think I was actually awake, which was
Oh,
great.
wow.
I know. I think I actually fell asleep. So there was a couple of times Vanessa was like, "Listen," I was like, "Yes, I am here." That one, and then there's also the scene where I actually didn't, I think, have any lines in it originally, but basically, like Vanessa, I think, is talking with Adam's character. It's at one of the first sorority parties where he's like at our sorority, the welcoming party, I think. They had their little conversation and she storms off and gets mad. Oh, I might have another one after this. Anyways, Adam comes up and sits next to me, and this was fully improv, but it didn't make it, which is so sad because it was so funny. We made everyone laugh, but he sits next to me, and I just went, no. And I think Adam's reaction to that as Chad, I was so
Like
close to
that.
losing it because he literally just goes, fuck you, Adam, and then like walks off. I was so good. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with those two. Those two were my favorites.
Cool, cool. Now, let's see. I'm gonna go back to these other ones. What would you tell your younger self? Any topic, if you were able to tell your younger self something. This is from Wanda.
I I said this to someone recently, and they were like, "That's kind of depressing," but I'm gonna stick with it. And it was that I think I would honestly just tell my younger self that like life doesn't get any easier. Like it kind of just stays hard. So I think the sooner you learn to embrace the hard and like enjoy it, then life becomes easier. But I think that's what I would probably tell myself. Like it's not gonna get any easier. You think it's gonna get easier. It stays hard, but that's okay.
There you go. Now, we are short on time, so I'm going to let everyone have one more question and a follow-up if they need to. So Liz, go for it.
I just want to tell you really quick. You were in a movie that I absolutely love the concept of, and that was Stuck. I think it was almost a cross between Degrassi Junior High and Groundhog's Day.
Yes, it was. It
And
totally was.
it is so fun to watch, and that's one thing I would recommend people if you haven't seen it. You need to watch it. The final question I actually wanted to ask you was, we know that verticals are getting so big worldwide now, and filming locations are opening up to all different sorts of countries, from Argentina and Portugal, China, of course, which was the Mecca hub, and in Turkey, Canada, the United States. Where would you, if you had your choice of any, and that can be some places that are even not ones I listed, where would you like to go and film?
Oh, I almost went and it last minute just didn't work out, but I would love to go film in Lithuania because I've just heard so many good things of everyone who has filmed there. And I actually lived a summer in Estonia, which is pretty close by. So oh my gosh, so beautiful. So I would love to like go film in Lithuania and then maybe spend some time up in Northern Europe.
Yeah, the architecture there is so gorgeous in that part of the world too.
Yeah.
So, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking your, I'm sure, very exhausted self after being done with Burfest to come and join us today. It was very appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Marcia.
Yeah, on some of the reading I was doing on your resume and everything, I hope this is true that you hula hoop and you do jump rope. Is that true?
Okay, it's actually so funny that you bring up the hula hoop. I don't think I've ever told this story since I was like 7. My brother and I we went to a summer camp where they would do hula hoop competitions. My brother once hula hooped for 5 hours straight.
oh wow.
And I got a close second, but I only made it to 3 hours.
Oh my
Like no dropping it, no bathroom breaks, no water break, nothing. Actually that's not true. I think I remember like handing my brother a Gatorade, like trying not to hit his hula hoop. But yeah, so I'm actually quite a good hula hooper. And I'm really good at jumping rope too, but I would say my hula hoop skills probably surpass my
Well, that needs to be in a vertical. Y'all hear that out there? Hula hoop.
We need a hula hoop competition.
And the other thing
My
is
hula hoop billionaire.
There you go.
on your I think it was Instagram, you put that you have very expressive eyebrows, which I thought was really interesting. It made me think immediately of Mr. Spock in Star Trek.
I would say him and I have equally expressive eyebrows. I like the amount of times where I've had people like, can you not do that with your eyebrows? And I'm like, I just feeling emotions and they just do their own thing.
That's great. And let me echo my thanks for you being here. Thank you for being here at the end of such a long day. And, we love you. Your fans love you. And we can't wait to see what you're doing next.
I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, and I would too. Yeah, just thank you very much. Sorry I couldn't get to all the questions in the chat room, but I tried my best. But we are short on time because she has had such a long weekend, not just a day. You've had a long weekend. So, and thank you again for coming. We hope that you'll come back and visit us, when you've got some new stuff or old stuff, or, you want to bring on someone, with you to shoot the breeze and, find out stuff, whatever.
I would love that.
But I promised you 45, so we're almost there right now. So everyone, thank you all for coming. Like, subscribe, and follow us so you don't miss anything. Talk to you later, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.